Over the course of the past few years, a report has been making the rounds on the internet claiming Adam Lambert, the well-known singer-songwriter and frontman for the rock band Queen, has contributed approximately $13 million to an initiative that helps homeless people. This number, which is sometimes stated as $12.9 million, is said to have originated from prize money and sponsorship earnings, and the donation is ostensibly intended to support housing projects for people who are homeless. In a world where celebrity philanthropy frequently takes the stage, the tale has attracted a great amount of attention, portraying Lambert as a model of generosity. However, as is the case with many statements that have gone viral, the reality needs to be carefully examined. The purpose of this article is to investigate the origins of this claim, assess its reliability, and take into consideration the larger context of Lambert's charity endeavors in order to establish whether or not this purported act of kindness can be substantiated by further investigation. What is the basis for the claim? According to a number of internet sources, including news stories, social media posts, and YouTube videos, the assertion that Adam Lambert contributed approximately $13 million to a program to provide shelter for homeless people appears to have originated from these sources. There are a number of websites, including dailygardeningmag.com, pujuatu.com, and ortulu.com, that have published articles that provide information about Lambert's purported donation of $12.9 million to help homeless housing projects. These articles frequently describe specific locations, such as Los Angeles or London. The donation is framed as a selfless deed that establishes a new bar for celebrity compassion, and some reports depict it as having originated from prize money and sponsorship profits. The narrative is further amplified by a film on YouTube titled Adam Lambert Donates Entire $12.9 million Bonus and Sponsorship Earnings to Homeless Shelter. This video suggests that the general public has a great deal of love for Lambert's charity. It is also important to note that social media platforms have played a role in the dissemination of this notion. All of the posts on describe significant amounts of money that have been raised or donated for efforts aimed at addressing homelessness. Yet, none of them expressly link the $12.9 million to Lambert. Some posts, for instance, talk about the millions of dollars that have been provided to homeless programs. However, these posts frequently refer to financing from the government or other efforts, rather than gifts from specific celebrities. Despite the fact that these posts bring attention to a wider public interest in finding solutions to homelessness, they do not present any specific evidence that links Lambert to a gift of this kind. Assessing the available evidence. To determine whether this assertion is true, it is necessary to consult primary evidence and sources that are known for their credibility in fact-checking. Snopes.com, a well-known website that verifies information, has conducted an investigation into the claim that Adam Lambert contributed approximately $13 million to an initiative that helps homeless people. On the other hand, the information that is now available does not provide any confirmation of the contribution, and Snopes' analysis continues to be inconclusive because there is no definite evidence from Lambert himself or official documents from the organization that is claimed to be receiving the donation. The veracity of the claim is called into question due to the absence of a clear statement from Lambert or a traceable cash trail. dailygardeningmag.com, pujuatu.com, and ortulu.com are the three websites that are advertising the contribution of $12.9 million. Nevertheless, these websites are not commonly recognized as reliable news channels. Their articles are lacking in precise facts, such as the name of the program that was taking place at the homeless shelter, the date that the donation was made, or the manner in which the monies were delivered. Furthermore, the mention of prize money is perplexing because it is not known that Lambert, who is a professional musician, was awarded a prize that was worth $12.9 million. While it is possible that a star of Lambert's status would have earned sponsorships, there are no public financial filings or news releases from Lambert's team that can provide evidence that such a substantial payment was made. It is possible that the claim is overstated or invented due to the lack of concrete details that are associated with it. History of charitable giving by Lambert. Despite the fact that the donation of $12.9 million is not supported by any evidence, Adam Lambert has a well-documented history of charitable giving, notably in fields such as how Lambert was involved in a campaign that raised more than $300,000 for the purpose of enhancing art and music education. This figure is significantly higher than the initial predictions of $200,000. The fact that this endeavor has resulted in over 2,000 gifts across the world is evidence of Lambert's dedication to fostering creativity and providing assistance to communities who are disadvantaged. In addition, Lambert has been very public about his support for organizations such as the Trevor Project, which is a group that works to prevent suicide among LGBTQ+ children. Lambert has also taken part in charity events in order to raise money for a variety of causes. These recorded contributions, on the other hand, are a substantial bargain in comparison to the $12.9 million amount that is associated with the project to provide housing for homeless people. There is a disparity between the humanitarian actions that Lambert is known to have participated in and the claim that has gone viral, which shows that the latter may be an embellishment, possibly confusing his genuine efforts with those that are exaggerated or fraudulent. It is important to note that large-scale donations made by celebrities are often accompanied by news announcements, public acknowledgements, or declarations pertaining to taxes. Yet, none of these things are present in this particular set of circumstances. The more comprehensive context of initiatives regarding homelessness. The assertion that Lambert made a donation corresponds with an increased focus on homelessness on the part of both the general public and the government, notably in places such as California. In the year 2022, for example, the Office of Homeless Services in the state of Utah was awarded about $13 million in federal cash for affordable housing and services. This amount is surprisingly close to the amount that is directly ascribed to Lambert. Los Angeles, in a similar vein, has been at the forefront of talks concerning homelessness, with initiatives such as the establishment of 13,000 new shelter beds and efforts to clear encampments. The fact that these statistics and locations overlapped may have added to confusion or misinformation, and it is possible that Lambert's name was associated to grant announcements that were unrelated to each other. In addition, the problem of homelessness has been beset by concerns around the improper management of funded initiatives. Concerns have been made over the fact that millions of dollars received for efforts to alleviate homelessness are being redirected to cover administrative expenses or executive salaries rather than being used for direct assistance, as reported by outlets such as the Los Angeles Times. Because of this backdrop, the significance of transparency in charitable donations is further highlighted, and it casts greater suspicion on assertions that have not been validated about substantial sums of money, such as $12.9 million. The importance of false information in the narratives of celebrities. The propagation of the idea that a donation of $12.9 million was made is an example of how disinformation may spread in this day and age of digital technology. Because celebrity stories, particularly those that involve acts of kindness, are highly shareable and emotionally resonant, they are ripe for exaggeration or fabrication as they are highly shareable and emotionally resonant. As can be seen with the doubtful sources that cite Lambert's donation, websites and social media accounts may broadcast news that have not been verified without the intention of attracting hits or increasing interaction. The fact that Lambert, his management, or respected news sites have not provided any evidence to support this narrative raises the possibility that it is the result of such dynamics. This does not imply that Lambert is incapable of making major contributions to charitable causes. The contributions he has made in the past are evidence of his true dedication to the common good. On the other hand, a donation of nearly $13 million would most likely be a high-profile event, accompanied by media coverage from major outlets such as the BBC, CNN, or the New York Times, none of which have reported on this incident. The lack of coverage of this kind, in conjunction with the poor trustworthiness of the sources who are propagating the allegation, strongly suggests that Adam Lambert contributed approximately $13 million to a program that helps homeless people is not supported by any evidence. Even though the narrative has acquired popularity on the internet, motivated by emotional appeals and the allure of celebrity giving, it does not contain credible evidence from sources that are considered to be reputable. This assertion does not correspond with the scope or particulars of Lambert's reported humanitarian efforts, despite the fact that these efforts are worthy of praise. It is possible that the disinformation was fueled by the fact that the sum of $12.9 million is comparable to previous funding announcements relating to homelessness, such as those in Utah and Los Angeles. This example serves as a warning to approach sensational claims with skepticism, seeking out original sources and verified data. In this day and age, when viral tales may outpace fact-checking, this kind of situation is especially important. Although the story of Adam Lambert's donation of $13 million is likely to be a myth rather than a reality, his legacy as a musician and philanthropist continues to be strong.